Our topic is designer babies.
We chose this because it is a very interesting project that intrigued us.
Designer baby is a term used by journalists to express the idea of scientists being able to manipulate DNA in embryos to prevent genetic diseases and potentially modify the beauty of the baby, height for instance, or intelligence.
Currently, scientists have the technology to determine what chromosome the sperm will provide, and they are able to choose different sperm accordingly.
It has been predicted that soon scientists may be able to change eye color, hair color, and maybe even the ability to have a resistance to HIV with only a small change to DNA.
Controversy, of course, has been brought up about whether or not it is ethical to change what the natural form of a baby would be.
If we can change whether a child will have a disease or not, or what color hair they'll have, what will we be able to do next?
And how will this affect our future population?
We decided to ask a few people to find out their opinion.
Hello, I'm Izzy Graci's sister.
Hello Izzy. What are your first thoughts on designer babies?
Well, I think that they are scary and a bit out there.
Why?
Because it just seems kind of like unnatural, and usually like things that are unnatural aren't very good for you, so.
Okay. So do you think that designer babies are a good idea?
Yes and no.
Why?
Yes being it would be cool if people could just, be immune to certain diseases, like genetic diseases, but no, because maybe instead something else could happen to them.
Like what?
Like side effects.
Okay.
Of some sort.
What do you think might be headed for us in the future with designer babies?
If it happens,
If it's legalized, yes.
Yeah.
Which it is not yet, by the way.
I think there's going to be certain people who are made like for a certain career. Like maybe they'll make people just like really smart to be scientists, or people really pretty to be supermodels, or I don't know, just. And I bet not everybody's going to be able to do it, because some people are rich, some people are poor, and I think it's going to cost a lot of money.
So, if you had the choice, would you have chosen to be modified when you were a baby? To have, like, longer eyelashes, or to be smarter at Spanish or something?
It depends if it works, then, like, if it's safe and tested and, it's okay, then yeah. If it hasn't been tested, they don't know for sure, then no, it's too scary and something bad could happen, and I would much rather be unperfect and healthy instead of perfect and unhealthy.
Okay, thank you, Izzy. Oh,
welcome.
Do you want to say your age?
I'm 12 and a half.
Hello, I'm Kim Allen. I'm Graci and Kirsch's mom.
And what are your first thoughts on the subject?
The subject of designer babies?
Yes.
My first thoughts are, no way.
And
absolutely not. I'm opposed to it.
So you don't think it's a good idea?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Why not?
Well, new ideas are typically, there's a lot of resistance to new ideas. And my fear is that these genetic babies will all become, just like the plastic surgery, that they'll all become a prototype, and that will basically end up with a bunch of freaks living in our midst. And I just don't see it as a very good evolutionary it doesn't feel like a naturally evolutionary experience. It just feels like there's something corrupt about it, something not right about it.
So you don't think this will lead to more healthy and beautiful people?
Well, let me try to be open-minded. Okay, so if it were to be used to correct potential health issues in genetically from the combination of the sperm and the egg, I could see how it would be viable, or I could see how people would be interested in it, in that form of modification, because to me it's like genetic modification. But yet it just feels like Frankenstein, like it's like there's potential for the unknown, because it could get out of hand, and rather easily. I could see how it could be become a craze, and people would it would be the status quo, and the ones that are could manage it would be the ones that had their designer babies along with their designer clothes and their designer houses and their designers, that sort of thing. And there could be, just as our society has done, this competitive one-upmanship. So I'm trying to see the possibility of it being useful, and yet there's tremendous doubt in regard to where it could go, where it could lead. So I'm leaning more to the opposite, to opposing it at this point.
So you wouldn't ever want to have a kid that was designer?
A designer child? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I have a child who has extra 21st chromosomes. He has trisomy 21, better known as Down syndrome. And would I have elected to alter that in vitro? I don't really know. I'd like to say no, that I wouldn't have, because, but yet then again, it would be a tough decision, because if I could have had a normal child, or he could have been normal, I might have leaned toward that when I was pregnant with him, not knowing, because I was very fearful of having a child with Down syndrome. But now that he's 13, I'm glad that he's just the way he is, because he's an amazing person, and to have changed him would have made him normal, and in so many ways he's better than normal. He has gifts that we would have missed out on. So, and all the people that know him and have been changed and altered by having experiences with him would also never have had that experience. They would have had just a normal experience. And with him being the way he is, and far from a designer baby, he's just given society a whole lot. No, it's been very positive. So, no, I don't. I really don't think that. That being said, I have to say no.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was telling our kids there's aliens in the eggs.
You mean that the designer babies,
Designer
they're aliens?
aliens live outer space.
Thank you, Tommy, for the input. Okay.
Welcome.
I like your outfit.
Thank you.
Okay.
So guys, anyway, so my thoughts on designer babies is they're strange. Why would you want to design your own child? I mean, if you would want your child to have like a certain eye color or hair color, you should get with a guy with that certain eye color, hair color, and maybe your child will just pop out like that. You know. I wouldn't want my own designer baby because I would want my child to be to look like what's the naturally. And I don't think designer baby for people to be able to do that. I don't think it should be legal. But then we should also take into consideration that it can help with genetic diseases also. It can help cure genetic diseases. But I don't think it should be used to beautify your child. Yeah.
Why, hello. Didn't see you there. I'm Gracie, and I'm going to talk about designer babies now. Alright, so I think that designer babies could potentially be a good idea just because of the health component. Like if you have a genetic disorder, then of course you're going to want for your kid not to have that genetic disorder also. I think that it is a good idea to use it for that reasoning, but I don't think that it's ethical to modify your baby for beauty purposes. It's not really fair to your child. Like, you're not giving them a chance to, like, be who they are. Like, you know, I don't know what you're saying, Vicenta. Continuation. Thanks, Vicenta. She was saying, by the way, like, show their natural beauty, which, yeah, true. Yeah, so I wouldn't have a baby, I don't think, that was, like, designer. I mean, unless later in life I find out that I have some kind of genetic disease. But otherwise, no. Do I wish that I was modified? I mean, not really. Like, sometimes I wish that my hair wasn't so, like, poofy, or that, like, I was, I don't know, like, a little skinnier, or maybe I was better in school, but I'm happy that I'm myself, and that I didn't get changed, which sounds pretty corny, but, by the way, no, I wouldn't get changed, I guess, because, okay, never mind, lost my train of thought, that's okay, yeah, so overall, designer babies, I mean, it's kind of a good idea, but just depends on what you're gonna do with it, and where you're gonna go with it. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
We out!
Yeah.